Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Queen Sugar review. You guys know this is season 7 and the final season of Queen Sugar, and it is slowly but surely reaching that end point. We are already at episode 3. Seems like it just started, but we're already at episode 3. It is dark 30, so let's get into this episode. Listen, the episode is called Slowly and Always Irregular. It should have been called You Is Good, You Is Kind, and You Is Important, okay? Because that's what we saw throughout this entire episode was mostly about Darla and Nova, but there's a little bit of Micah there too, and we're going to talk about it. But before we do, let's talk about some housekeeping stuff. You're new to my channel. I would love to have you as a honeybee. Hit that subscription bell and that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, slow and easy. You know what I'm saying? Slow and easy. You ain't got to rush. Yeah, but think about it. Okay, hit that thumbs up because we already know what it is. Engagement, right? And comment down below. I respond one way or another. I promise you I do. Right? Listen, let's talk about this episode. Ra is taking what happened to Miss Parthena hard. He's taking it hard, and Darla is trying to rally him up. She's trying to get him to see that it wasn't his fault, and he tried, and he, you know what I'm saying, that's why they put the co-op there together. This will never happen again. But Miss Parthena has lost her property, and that's one too many for Ra. You know, and he's thinking about the fact that he done lost his property. So technically this is 2 properties down, isn't it? Right? Being consumed, okay, by the big machine. Okay. Like I said, Darla tries, but she can't really console him. We see where Micah is happy about the sale that he's made, a cool 10 grand, right? Minus Zane's fees, charges, and upcharges, okay? And Kiki asks him about his preference at the same time. Now, he also talks a little bit about, you know, making a sale to the teacher that Kiki is the TA to. You know, he's excited about it, and the teacher was like, some things are more important than money. It's more than just about money. Okay, I kind of see the theme for this season, especially since there's a lot of symbolism and metaphors. It seems like in this last season, there's not a lot of tangibles, right? So some things are more important than money, right? And, you know, it kind of takes the wind out of Micah's sails. But Kiki is like, oh, he's just like that. He's just intense like that. But you got good work. And she sees the picture. It's the picture of him and old boy from last season. And she asks him about his preference, his sexual preference. He's non-committal. He's non-committal. It's like, you let me know what you think. What you think I am, what you think my preference is. But I've learned that the young people nowadays, they're very fluid. Like, the boys are okay with the girls being with girls, and girls are okay if the boys are with boys, and then they're okay with being with each other. Like, it's a lot of swip swap swap swip 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 swap 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 swip swip swap swapping, right? I call it greed, but you know what I'm saying, I think the proper term is freedom of choice. Fluid, I don't know, child. I don't know, honey. I do not know, child. When you got young everything, you don't feel like you need to monitor it as tightly. But as you get older and things start to pop off and you need to be able to connect whatever that thing is to at least one other person and not 25 other people, you start to think twice about who you got in your bedroom, okay? But I digress. I digress, child. I need to be able to trace it back to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I can't have no cornucopia of people out there that I got to go through and find out who did what to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be thinking smart, right? So, listen. Kiki, you know, she keeps playing around with it, but he's like I said, he's non-committal. He's not answering any of the questions directly. He's just kind of laughing and shrugging it off. It's almost like he's not sure, you know what I'm saying? But he see a few people here and there, you know. All we've seen leave in the morning are the ones with vaginas, or they look like they got vagina. I don't know. They look like females. Okay. Anywho, she tells him that she's a excellent wingman. Kiki, don't do this. Don't do this, girl. Do not do this. You know what I'm saying? And then she kind of play it off like, okay, we was cool in high school, and that's all we was in high school. Woo, woo, woo. And that's all over now. But at the same time, you volunteering to be his wingman, possibly his beard. Really? Okay, Kiki. I feel like you got better things to do. I feel like you got bigger fish to fry. And Micah don't have no problem pulling nobody. You know what I'm saying? He might need help with a girl, but he don't need no help pulling no dude, because he got dudes falling out the sky on him. Okay? I was so sure that Zane was going to kiss him last week. I was surprised when he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, I digress. Yeah, she gonna be his wingman if he's single and looking. So listen, Vi and Darla are trying to take Vi's Prize Pies and Donna to the next level. You know, they trying to take it national. They got a guy there who they think is going to be their distributor. Come to find out, he is retiring. But Darla and Vi are able to talk the man into at least showing them the ropes, teaching them how it can be done. Okay, you're not going to be able to do our distribution, but show us how we can get a distribution deal. Show us how to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? They ground up. He have take a couple of pieces of pecan pie as his payment, child, and they figure out how it's done. Okay, we see where Dominic is asleep on the couch when Nova comes in from Miss Thena's. Moe's? Then Miss Thena's? We couldn't really pin down exactly where Nova was coming from at the crack of dawn. You know what I'm saying? You've been gone since yesterday. Huh? You've been gone since yesterday, hadn't you, Nova? Okay, Nova was like, I was over at Miss Thena's and then Moe's and Moe's. Miss Thena's? Where did you sleep? Where did you sleep? Who was there when you was napping, Nova? Do you remember that? You don't remember none of that? None of it? You just can't, it's just all confusing. It's all a blur. Huh? Okay. All right. So she tell Dominic about what she want to do. She wanna do this ceremony. She planning to do this ceremony. I think it's called a rain and shout, a run and shout. I don't know. You know, I mean, okay. So she gonna do this ceremony. She gonna do it on her family land, and hopefully this ceremony is going to garner all of the attention of the powers that be, to convince them that this land is sacred, right? And she don't know a lot about the ceremony, but thank goodness she's got Dominic there, because Dominic knows all about these types of things, you know, archaeology and you know, all of these things. So he knows about the dances. He knows some people that can dance, and she just finds it so sexy that he is so smart and so useful. Okay. Then we see at the co-op, they all sitting around talking about what happened to Miss Thena. This is terrible what happened to Miss Thena. It's a shame that what happened to Miss Thena. We're going to all try to pull together and make sure it don't happen to nobody else. But oh, woe is us. We just don't know. We're not sure. And we down here at this co-op again. I just want to know who's farming. Who's farming? Anybody farming? Anybody? Anybody farming? Anyone? It's fine. Okay, so everybody is woe is me, and then Billy, who has absolutely no purpose on this show whatsoever. I mean, we know now they were sliding Billy in because they were sliding Charlie out, but I'm just saying, what are we doing with the Billy character? Billy gives us a speech about staying up and don't give up, and we're going to win this fight, and we're not going to take it laying down. Okay, we're in season 7. We've been taking it. Okay, we've been bending over and taking it as a family for the last 3 seasons now. Okay, Billy? But you seem like you got the answer. Let's keep moving with it, okay? She's giving a speech, and Vince is walking up in the background, and he's one of my favorite characters on House of Pain. And I almost called his name. He's tall and juicy and delicious, and he's supple, and he's got a nice braid of hair and some beautiful gray beard. Is Damon? I can't think of it, but y'all know who I'm talking about. He was married to the crackhead on the crackhead character on House of Pain. Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. So he come walking in. He seemed like a nice enough guy. Prosper know him right off and telling me glad to see him. And he go on, and he didn't watch her do the empowered speech. He said, you came down here to check on your daddy because your daddy had a bump and a bruise. I didn't know you was down here Norma Ray-ing it. You know, all real cute like. And then he was talking about how far out they were and from the airport in the rental car, and he had to use the GPS. It was all funny and cute and super charming, and she thought it was super charming as well, and she was laughing. He was like, but Fredo, why you down here, and why you not taking my calls, and why you not answering me? She's like, I just don't want to talk about it. I just can't articulate right now what's going on with me. I don't know what my feelings are and how I'm handling my feelings right now. And he was like, you got kids? They made sure they let us know that her kids are all adults now, 18 and 20 and 18, 21, whatever. He said, well, what about me? I need you too. I need you to be at the house with me too. Like, you just left and you didn't. And she was like, I just don't want to talk about it right now, Vince. And Prosper is walking by at the same time while she having her little breakdown and walking off. I was like, Billy. Now, you did this last season acting like you had such and much on your plate. And come to find out, it was just because people were spreading rumors about you. Now, okay, all right, let me find out you delicate. Let me find out you delicate up here, Billy. Let me just find that out. We see where Nova has a meet and greet for her her event that she gonna do over on the land, and Chantal shows up. Micah is there. You know, he's trying to explain to Nova what an NFT was, and she was like, I'm not really sure I know what you're talking about, really, Nova, because you do all this writing and most of it is online, but it's fine, whatever. I'm not happy with the Nova character this season. I'm just not. I'm not happy with the way she looking real dusty, and she hit or miss. She is hit or miss. I don't know who writing, but it's this Nova. I just... Anywho, Chantal is there, and it's supposed to be another moment. Now, you know, we got Mo, we got Chantal, and we got Dominique in the middle, okay? Just greedy. I said it before, I'll say it again. Just greedy. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, Chantal, you know, is an activist, so she's supposed to be helping with it. We said with Prosper and Sandy are canoodling at Aunt Vi's, and they talking about they exes and how hard it was to get over them. Sandy had a good man, and she's grateful for those years. Prosper really loved his wife, and he compared everybody to her, and then COVID hit, and he didn't reach out to anybody, and it kind of wiped the slate clean, and he found her, and he's so happy, and you know, he really likes her, and they gonna be together. They gonna be together forever. And she says, Prosper, you are the sky, honey, and everybody else is just the weather. I was like, okay, you better woo him in, girl. You best to woo him in, okay? It's real sweet. Everybody real clear about what it is they want. and how it is they want it. Child, you can't ask for no more than that, right? In a world where people are as ambiguous and vague as they possibly can be, it is refreshing to see somebody say, you know what, I like you and I want you. Right? This is what I got to offer. This is where I've been. This is where I'm trying to get to, okay? You want to ride? You want to ride? Okay. I'm with it. We see where Vi and Darla are now at a farmer's market, right? We have a lot of them here in Georgia where you bring your wares. People have small farms, where they grow their own fruits and vegetables, or maybe they harvest their own eggs, they make their own cheese, preserves, chutneys, soaps, creams. You know, you bring all of your wares to this farmer's market. It's mostly homemade, naturally grown, sustainably grown, that type of thing, that type of farmer's market. And Darla's pitch is that here's what we're going to do. We are going to get a booth. We'll share the booth between Vi's Prize Pies and Donna and the co-op. We can share a booth, and the people will be lined around the corner to get your pies. And while they're getting the pies, they get information on the co-op. Your pies are gonna get out there, and next thing you know, everybody gonna be talking about your pies, and you're gonna get you a distribution deal, Aunt Vi. It sounds like a plan to me. It sounds like a plan to me. There's countless amounts of things that I used to buy only at the farmer's market, and now I can find them in local stores. So I think it's a great idea. Okay, so Darla is working it, right? She helping Miss Parthena, you know, as much as she can. She lifting up Ra every time she get a chance. He always partially deflated, so every chance she gets, she putting a little air in him. She helping Vi with her distribution situation. I mean, she is making herself useful at every turn. Okay, we see where Ra is talking to Tran. Tran is the woman that owned the fish camp, right? Her mama retired, and y'all know Ra dated her briefly. It was all completely platonic, right? So she, you know, she talks to a gentleman there who is able to give Ra a booth. Even though Darla had been trying to get the booth for months, she couldn't get the booth. What happened was they was booked up. So Tran pulled some strings because her mama owed Ra, and did a favor and got the man to give him a booth, right? Move him at the top of the line, give him a booth, right? It's great. He thanks her, and then she sees in his countenance that he's concerned about failing, and she said, "You worried about failing? You're not going to screw this up. Don't worry about it." He was like, "How can you tell?" She was like, "I know how it is, you know, running a family business and you know, coming in behind your parents who did so well in sustaining it, and now you've got to try to make it work, right? Like, I get that." And he was like, "Yeah, I try to explain that to Darla, the pressure of," and she said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. What we're not going to do is talk about our spouses. Talk about that's not what we gonna do." And he was like, nah, it just comes with just what I'm just talking about is when it comes to family legacy and the pressure of family legacy, Darla just doesn't understand. And Darla and Aunt Vi is walking up at this moment, and she's like, "What don't I understand? What are we talking about? What's going on here? What's happening?" And Tran is like, this why I didn't want to discuss our spouses. And he was looking, and it's just a moment, child. So later on, we see them at dinner, and she is not happy with Ra at all. Okay, Darla and Ra, they started to fight at the dinner table. Aunt Vi tried to jump in, but Hollywood was like, no, I bet you won't. I bet you won't. And they live here with their child. I bet you what you won't do is jump in this. And Aunt Vi was like, "Ooh, mom's the word." Later on, we get to see where Hollywood talked to Ra out on the front porch. And, you know, I hear what Darla is saying. You know, I'm working as hard as I can to help us. You acting like I don't understand. I do understand. I do understand, you know, working a business too. I understand that too. And he was like, nah, it's just not, that's not what I was saying. I appreciate everything you do. And I was out of order and woo woo woo. And she was like, I don't want you discussing me behind my back. I don't want you talking to your exes about me. I don't care for that. Later on, like I said, Hollywood talked to Rod on the front stoop, and they having a beer, and he tells him, he said, listen, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. Darla done held you down like nobody's business. And she deserves her accolades for that, and she deserves you to acknowledge that, right? And Rod's like, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. Meanwhile, Vi on the inside talking to Darla. And she want to give Darla money. And Darla's like, I don't need your money. She was like, listen, you wrote a business plan for me that is outstanding. I would have had to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars for that. Okay? So let me give you this money. And I don't know how much it was, but I hope it was at least $500. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's reasonable, everything she doing, right? Like, it's still super, super cheap, but, right, I get it. Okay, so it's a start. And so Darla is like, no. And this is one of the few moments in this episode, really, really good moments. There are a lot of things that happen. I think the writers wanted to be a moment, but our actors, in my mind, took over in this scene and decided to really give us a moment, right? Really give us a traditional Queen Sugar moment, and I appreciate it. Vi said, listen, I just want you to know I appreciate all you've done. And Darla is like, I don't mind helping. I don't mind doing. That's what I'm trying to get Rod to understand. I am here with this family. As much as they've done for her, as much, as they've been there for her and Blue, and she just wants to show her appreciation. She wants to show that she's all in with this family, and she just wants to hear people say they appreciate it, right? Ra, I appreciate your help. I appreciate what you've done. And Aunt Vi say, you know what? Part of that is our fault. My fault, more specifically, because I gave you a hard time and I didn't give you a chance, and I was reminding you of your past and your shortcomings every chance I could get. That wasn't right. You have more than proved yourself to be a part of this family. You have more than proved yourself to be a viable, sustainable, functioning, well-rounded human being, and we have to give you your props for that. And you have definitely outshined anything we could have ever imagined, especially when it comes to this business, this paperwork. You know what I'm saying? That side of what it is we want to do, our own hopes and dreams. And that Darla had that big glob of tear in that eye, baby, and she was holding it. She was holding it. And when her I said, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. You're worthy. Ooh, you deserve honor. Yeah. While you yet live, huh? You deserve your flowers. That tear said, goosh. I said, Darla, you best give it to her. You best give us acting. Come on, Darla, come through. Okay, so listen. It was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment, okay? Huh? Oh, my. Baby, when I tell you that Vi, when she talked to Darla, she told Darla, she said, you is good, you is kind, baby, and you is important, huh? Thank you. Darla said thank you when she took that money. She said, no, thank you for being amazing, Darla. Okay? You're amazing, Darla. You're a force, huh? To be reckoned with, okay? You ain't no little scallywag, Darla, okay? You is good, huh? I need you to know it, Darla. You is kind. Okay, I'm acknowledging that, and you is important. We can't do this thing without you, Darla. We can't do this thing without you, huh? Whoo, it was everything Darla needed. Baby, I tell you, that built her spirit up real good like. It built her spirit up real good like. Okay, later on we see Ralph Angel come in and he lets her know that little baby look like he can walk she can walk sometime, and sometime that little baby look like she just came out the oven. I don't understand how many babies they got. They got fake babies. They got real babies. This little baby is real cute and chubby, and I do want to kiss her cheek and give her Zerberts every time I see her. I really want to smell her neck and her baby toes, but that's my own sickness. Okay, I just like the way baby toes smell. Mind your business, honeybees. Mind your business. Listen, but then sometimes that baby look like that she just came out the oven. That baby look brand spanking new, like a little wee. And sometimes look like that baby gonna get up off of that bed and walk. Y'all tell me what y'all think. He tells her he been listening. And he been paying attention. He might be a little bit of a knucklehead sometimes, but for the most part, he been paying attention, and he want her to know that. And she said, listen, I just don't want you talking to your ex about me. You come to me if you got an issue with anything that's going on with me. Okay? I'm the one to help you build this co-op. The co-op was my idea. I need you to acknowledge that. I just want you to know we gonna be fine as long as you stay in line. And Ralph Angel was like, I agree. I agree. I agree. You know, it's a good moment, but we're gonna see. Okay, so let's see. We see where Nova talks with her ex, with Chantal, and she's big up in her own, digging up the whole mascot body situation, and she says, you're doing good. It wasn't your fault. You had it dug up and had it exposed. That was a good look for you. And she says she wants her to now let Dominic get to know her and let her in. And Darla's like, I don't know, I don't know if I could do that. And she was like, you can do it. You don't have to just keep cutting everybody off, Darla. And in walks Dominic, child. They holding hands, and they immediately separate from holding hands and everything when he walk in. I was like, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, I don't. All right, so let me see here. Dominic comes in, and they have a little kiki about her knowing Nova better than anybody, and she wasn't getting ready to leave yet until they had a chance. She had a chance to tell Dominic all about Nova's shortcomings. I was like, child, he could read it in the book. So we see where Kiki and Micah talk about being disruptors, and they having wine, like a Renaissance. Oh, Renaissance blackness, child. They having wine and sitting on the sofa and listening to music. Honey, child, like they are fully grown, child. Fully grown. And they talking about being disruptors, and how Zane is telling him that don't make sure his pictures aren't too black folks centered, and what does that mean. And Michael's just going to keep pushing the pictures out there because it's his artwork and he wants it out there and it has meaning to him. The only problem Micah is not remembering is that the work that you put out there may not be used specifically for the things that you want it to be used. It might not be used to better the culture. I think it's something he needs to remember, and I'm sure it's something we're probably going to address in some later episodes. But he decides he's going to be a disruptor. He decides he's going to make every month Black History Month. He's just going to keep pushing his photos of Black life out there, right? And see what happens, okay? We see where Billy talks to Vince. I love Prosper in this scene. Prosper just went ahead and let Vince know he wasn't going to get involved with what him and Billy had going on. He said, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see you, and you're welcome anytime. And he told Billy to let her heart do the talking for her. We still don't know what's going on with Billy. And when Billy entered into this franchise, when we were first introduced to Billy, we didn't know a lot about Billy. Now we still doing this same thing where we're acting like Billy got some real big heavy news, and I just don't get it. I just don't see why we spending all this time with Billy. Is it because we don't have Charlie? whatever. Anyway, Vince just keeps trying to talk to her. He was like, you just up and disappeared. You said you were going to come take care of your dad, and then you never came back, and you never took my phone call again. And she was just like, you know, it's not about you, it's about me, and he deserves. And you still married to this man? You ain't wearing a ring, and he ain't either. Was y'all getting a divorce? Was y'all separated before this? Like, what the deuce? You just walked off from your husband and your family, girl, and you're not taking any phone calls? Child, bye. What is you doing? What is you doing? You best get out here. Get out here on these Atlanta streets. And see how hard it is out here for a pill. Huh? Get on out here on these streets. And get to fishing. And see how many kitchen sinks you pull up out of this ocean called Atlanta. Huh? And tires and rubber boots. Okay? And dead bodies. All right, and you'll realize that they're tilling the soil you own. If the man ain't beating you, he ain't abusing you. Okay, I don't understand why you can't just spit it out, talk it out, and work it out. What's going on, Billy? What's going on? You running whole co-ops? Huh? But you can't talk to this man right here. Now, she done made the sofa up for me. He want to canoodle a little bit. Your wife been gone 6 months? 6 months? Y'all, I wanted to tell Billy to go to hell so bad, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. 6 months, Billy. 6 months. You know your man want to see you. You know what I'm talking about? See you. Okay? See you. Okay? Good night, Vince. I was like, okay, Billy. I'm going to tell you now, if it ain't astronomical, if it's not life-changing, don't come at me with it, Billy, or I'm going to drag your edges. Huh? It best be good. It best be good, Billy. It best be good. Okay? Dominic is going to Sudan, and he want Nova to come with him. Nova cannot go with you right now. She can't go with you until the season is over, Dominic. I can't just leave like that. I was like, girl. We see where you know, she's not going to go with him, she say, but she does want him to know all the parts of herself. Now, he seemed like he know about her proclivities to be with other women, and he's okay with that. Like I said, that's y'all, that's a separate generation from mine, child, because I need to be picked. Okay, I need to be numero uno. Okay? Okay. Listen. She said she want him. They knew parts of him. Chantal knew a part. Mo knows a part. Okay. So you was with Mo. Huh? Huh? You bump booty with Mo? No, Mo knows a part. We just talk dreams and aspirations. And then Chantal knows a part. She's the activist. But you, Dominic, I want you to know everything. Dominic, if you know like I know, okay, you will put a picket fence around your heart, okay? It ain't gonna keep the dogs out, okay? But it at least give you a chance to get in the house before they get before they jump the gate, okay? And rip your heart to pieces. Child, I wouldn't trust Nova with a cat dog, let alone a heart, a whole human heart to take care of. So now they at the property, at the Borderlone's property / Landry's property, and everybody's gathered, and it looks like there's television cameras there. I mean, they were only prominent for this few little moments. It was something going on with this episode anyway, because I noticed when Nova had her meet and greet, her and Chantal was talking. It was moments where Chantal was just standing there, but the dialogue was still going, and Nova was just standing there, and it was dialogue. Her dialogue was still going. And then when they turned to walk together, like into the other room, that's when they mouths met up with the dialogue. Here, at the Rain and Shout, we see Micah taking pictures. I thought I saw a TV crew there. But it was such a small, sparse crowd. Like, what I thought Nova was doing was something like really, really big and momentous. Something that was just going to really shake the earth and just be like this super great movement of energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought it was going to be. It was really more like a baptism or land dedication or something like that. It was just weird. Like, it was supposed to be this big thing. Dominic was telling her how proud he was of her. You know, he knows so much. I don't know, but he was attributing all of the hard work and all of the knowledge about the process. He was attributing it to Darla, but I mean to Nova. But I just didn't. I don't know. I don't know. There's something weird going on with the writing in this area. Y'all tell me if y'all saw it. Put it down below. But anywho, so he's telling her all of this, and they're kissing, and Chantal walks up, and the family gets there, and Aunt Vi tells Nova how proud she is of her, and you remind me so much of your mom. And I just feel like we were going to get this really momentous borderline moment that we've had in past seasons, but it kind of fell flat for me. Anyway, everyone's there and they're gathered around. You know, like I said, it seemed like a sparse crowd to me, and Nova gave an impassioned speech, the same speech she should have given down at the city hall. But again, maybe Nova feels strengthened when she's on the land. You know, maybe the strength that she was giving off in that speech was because she was on her family land, right? But it was an emblazoned, impassioned speech. And then they start to sing, you know, and the ritual starts, you know, where they're moving around and they're chanting, and something about the tree of life. You deserve to be a part of the tree of life, you know, and they moving around, and the guy's knocking on the board, and it's like it's that kind of thing, but they're singing the Tree of Life song. And Landry pulls up with the sheriff department, and he walks up like he finna break it all up. Y'all get up off of this land type situation. And everybody's enjoying themselves, and they look over at him, and no dialogue is exchanged. And I don't know if it's just the energy of the moment, the fact that people were laughing and having a good time, that it was just very contained. It wasn't like people were everywhere and tearing up the land. It wasn't like that. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the sheer energy of the moment, the glory of the moment, that forces him to turn around, he and the sheriffs, and just walk off. And that is how the episode ends. That is season 7, episode 3, Slowly and Always Irregular, for this week. Do you all agree with me? This should have been called You Is Good, You Is Kind, You Is Important. Okay, because it really was kind of about uplifting some of our characters and reminding us of the things that they've done to get the Borderlones where they are at this point. You know, to help and to mitigate whichever one is appropriate, the Borderlones up until this point. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this episode. Until next time, honeybees. Ah, holla.